upper surface and the lower surface, that is the dorsal surface and the ventral surface of these worms are completely flat. That is why they are called as flat worms. Hooks to hang on to something. So they have hook-like structures wherein they can use the hooks and cling on to the intestine and the stomach inside the body of the organism. So they are endoparasites, meaning they live inside the body of the living host. So therefore they are endoparasites. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to this session on class 11th Biology for CBSE. I am Dr. Divya, Biology faculty, Vidyashram School of Excellence, Mysore. So in today's session, let us study about the topic phylum Platyhelminths under chapter 4, that is Animal Kingdom. So we'll learn the general characteristics of Platyhelminths and then move on to learning about some of the MCQs that can be framed under this particular topic. So phylum Platyhelminths. So the name itself says that Platyhelminths, they are the worms which are flat. So flat worms means both their upper surface and the lower surface, that is the dorsal surface and the ventral surface of these worms are completely flat. That is why they are called as flat worms. And they are endoparasites, meaning they live inside the body of other organisms such as humans and animals, wherein they feed on whatever nutrition or food is present inside the body of those organisms. That is why they are called endo. Endo meaning inside and parasite meaning those which depend on other organisms or those which depend on the living host for their food. And talking about their cell arrangement, it is triploblastic in nature. Triploblastic, that is, the cells are arranged in 3 embryonic layers wherein they'll have an ectoderm, that is an external ectoderm, a layer of cell, that is external ectoderm. Next, they'll have an internal endoderm, and between the ectoderm and the endoderm, there is one more layer of cells, or the cells are arranged in one more layer, that is called as the mesoderm. So that is nothing but triploblastic. And talking about the body cavity. So these organisms do not have a body cavity. Therefore, they are acoelomates. So coelo means body cavity. The opposite of not having a body cavity is acoelomate. The level of organization is organ level of organization. For example, these organisms under Platyhelminths, they have special structures for excretion, for digestion and all that, or special organs. For example, they have special organs for excretion, special organs for digestion. So therefore, they have organ system level of organization. Next, talking about the structure of phylum Platyhelminths. So they are bilaterally symmetrical. So bilaterally symmetrical means when you draw a line exactly in one plane at the center, one half of the organism is exactly the mirror image or the same copy of the other half. So both the halves looks exactly like a mirror image of each other. Therefore, they are bilaterally symmetrical. And one of the characteristic feature of this organism is that because they are endoparasites, so these organisms usually live inside the body of an organism, especially in the digestive tract, that is the stomach and the intestine. So in the stomach and the intestine, lot of activities will be going on, right? The movement of food will be going on, the digestion process will be going on. So during that time, when the food moves, these organisms should not get washed away out of a body through the anus, right? So therefore, to cling on to the intestine or the stomach properly, they have special structures which are called as hooks and suckers. So hooks to hang on to something. So they have hook-like structures wherein they can use the hooks and cling on to the intestine and the stomach inside the body of the organism. Or they have suckers. So suckers actually act like suction cups, wherein it's like a vacuum. So they just go and attach itself, like using those suckers or those vacuum cup like structures, they just go and attach to the body of the organism and they stay there using or deriving food from the body of those particular organism. And some of them, they can absorb nutrients from their host directly, that is through their body surface itself. And apart from that, They have specialized cells which help in osmoregulation, that is maintaining the salt levels and all that in their body, that is for osmoregulation and for excretion, and those specialized cells are called as flame cells. So these 2 points are very, very important because flame cells, hooks and suckers, you don't find them in other organisms. It is one of the characteristic feature of this particular organisms which come under phylum Platyhelminths. So you can see here they have specialized cells called flame cells, and what do these flame cells help in? They help in excretion, that is eliminating waste from the body, and also they help in maintaining the water balance or the salt balance, that is by osmoregulation. And they have organ system level of organization because they have eye spots, they have mouth, they have anus, they have the intestine, which are nothing but the organs. So next, moving on to reproduction. Here the sexes are not separate, meaning they are monoecious. Monoecious means in one individual organism only both the male and the female reproductive structures are present. Therefore, they are monoecious, or the sexes are not separate. The fertilization, that is the meeting of the sperm with the egg, takes place inside the body of the organism itself. Therefore, the fertilization is internal, and the development is indirect, wherein they pass on to various larval stage and then they become an adult. So directly they don't become an adult. In between they have to undergo, or they have to follow some of the, or they have to get into some of the larval stages, and then only they become an adult. So they go through many larval stages, and therefore the development is indirect. And some members, for example like planaria, they have asexual method of reproduction wherein they have regeneration capacity. So this planaria, this organism, what is regeneration? Regeneration means you regenerate or you recreate a part from the cut portion. Say for example, this is how planaria looks actually. So planaria, for example, this portion of planaria is cut. So this part will again develop into a new organism. This part again, it will develop into one more new organism. So that is how they multiply. So wherever they cut into fragment, those fragments will regenerate the parts. So that is nothing but regeneration. So they have high regeneration capacity. So what are the method of reproduction in this? They exhibit both sexual as well as asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction wherein fertilization is internal and development is indirect, and asexual reproduction wherein they have regeneration capacity, that is example planaria. Next, talking about some of the examples. So Taenia, that is tapeworm. Taenia, it looks exactly like that cassette tape, how it looks old. In olden days, they used to, or earlier days, they used to have cassettes, like now you have CDs and all that, right? Earlier cassettes were there, wherein tapes were there. So that tape, how it looks now, exactly like that, this Taenia also look. And Taenia, this is Taenia. One of the most peculiar feature of Taenia is that it can grow up to 10 times more than a body length. So imagine such a organism, 10 times more it will grow, and it will stay in a gut region, right? Causing a lot of problem, decreasing our weight, causing lot of stomach troubles and all that. So that is Taenia. And one more is liver fluke. So liver fluke, also they have suckers at the tip of their mouth. They have hooks at the tip of their mouth, wherein they can cling on into the intestines of human beings and animals. So you have to be very, very careful when having outside food. Don't eat meat which is not properly cooked. Hygiene is maintained, otherwise we can fall ill if these organisms enter into our body. So these two are the examples, that is Taenia, which is called as tapeworm, and Phaseola, which is called as liver fluke. So this is liver fluke. So now we know the general characteristics of this particular organisms that come under phylum Platyhelminths. So let's look into some of the MCQs under this topic. So platyhelminths are saprophytes, endoparasites, photosynthetic, chemosynthetic. No, they are not autotrophs. So they are heterotrophs. So because they are not autotrophs, they can't be photosynthetic. This answer is wrong. Because photosynthesis means it is capable of producing its own food, right? Not chemosynthetic also, because chemosynthetic also means capable of producing their own food, making use of chemicals. So they are heterotrophs. Now, under heterotrophs, are they saprophytes or endoparasites? So saprophytes means those which live on dead and decaying organic matter, but these don't live on dead and decaying organic matter. So this option is also wrong. So they are endoparasites, meaning they live inside the body of the living host. So therefore they are endoparasites. So next question, body of flatworms are dash symmetrical. Is it asymmetry, bilateral symmetry, radial or vertical symmetry? It's not asymmetry, because I've already asked the question as what type of symmetry they exhibit. So they can't be asymmetry. They have to have a symmetry. So the right answer here is bilateral, because when you draw a plane exactly at the center, one half of the organism looks exactly the copy of the other half. So therefore it is bilateral symmetry. Next, triploblastic cell arrangement is seen in Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophores, Platyhelminths. It is Platyhelminths. Rest all of these, Porifera, Coelenterates and Ctenophores, they exhibit diploblastic cell arrangement. It is the Platyhelminths that exhibit triploblastic cell arrangement. Next, specialized cells that help in osmoregulation and excretion in liver flukes are. This is one of the important questions that can come in the exam. So, is it nematocysts? So, no, nematocysts are present in cnidarians, right? They are the stinging organs that are there in cnidarians. So, this is not the right answer. Ostia, no. Ostia is present in poriferans, that is sponges, which are nothing but minute pores in their body. So, that is also not correct. Suckers, no. Of course, suckers are present in liver flukes, but suckers don't help them in the process of excretion. They just help the organism to hold on to the living host and derive nutrition from the living host. It has nothing to do with excretion. Therefore, the right answer here is D, flame cells. Flame cells actually help in osmoregulation and in excretion. Or the question can be asked like this. Specialized cells that help in osmoregulation and excretion in platyhelminths or in Taenia or in Fasciola. So like that also the question can be asked. For any way the question is asked, those specialized cells that help in excretion is nothing but flame cells only. Next, platyhelminths are dash. Are they coelomates, acoelomates, pseudocoelomates or none of the above? So they are acoelomates, that is they do not have a body cavity. Platyhelminths don't have a body cavity. Next, flatworms exhibit dash level of organization. Is it cellular, tissue, organ or organ system? They exhibit organ level of organization because they have specialized organs which help in some special functions. Next, dash is an example for endoparasite. Again here, Taenia, Pila, Balanoglossus, Aurelia. Taenia is nothing but tapeworm. They can also ask this as tapeworm. Or here, instead of tapeworm, they can give the option as liver fluke. Or they can give the option as fasciola, because fasciola and liver fluke are one and the same. Taenia is also called as tapeworm. So, which is the right option? All these, if they give also, that is the correct answer for this. So, it is not Pila. Pila comes under mollusks, not Balanoglossus. Balanoglossus is a hemichordata, not Aurelia. Aurelia is nothing but the jellyfish that comes under coelenterate. So, not this. So, therefore, the right answer here is Taenia. So, this was about this topic wherein we learnt about the phylum Platyhelminths, its general characteristics and some of the MCQs. So, based on this only, other forms of MCQs can be framed under this topic. You have to be thorough with that also. So, this was about this session. So, I hope you understood it. We'll meet again in the next session wherein we'll discuss about a new topic and MCQs under that particular topic. Thank you.